What's up guys, welcome back to some more Hogwarts Legacy. It's been some time since I've last played this game. I've been a bit under the weather and I've been focusing on Lightfall and finishing Atomic Heart. But now that both those games are done, I'm going to focus 100% of my time on this game. If you missed the previous episode, we finished the third task, which was easily the best task in the game. It involved the deathly Hallows. It's a lot of fun. So today, I did want to do the Sebastian main quest, but first I wanted to talk to all these people, right? So, we'll start by talking to Poppy. See where she is. Okay, she's over here. What is a fast travel point? Is that a fast travel point there? Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. But yeah, now that those two games are done, they were both pretty short games. I can put all my time into this. And the next major release that I want to play is going to be Resident Evil 4's remake. I've never actually played the original RE4, so I'm very excited about this. But I think that comes out mid-March, I think. Is it March 12th to 13th? I might be making the date up, but... So yeah, I have some downtime, which means I can truly spend all my time on Hogwarts Legacy trying to showcase all the different side quests. And yeah, try to get all the Steam achievements. All right, here we go. Oh, by the way, yes, I did unlock this pumpkin head. Cosmetic. I think it looks amazing. I love it. Look at him. I might be a little rusty with the controls. It's been some time, but should get accustomed to them pretty quickly. What's up, Poppy?
Oh, good, you're safe.
There you are.
You
You
look
were
so
in such a
goofy.
state when you left.
The poachers got to my gran. Someone recognized me in Horntail Hall and they got to her.
What do you mean? Is she all right?
She's fine, thank goodness. But they were at her house, our house. They assumed I'd sent the egg there. She said they took the whole place apart looking for it, screaming that we'd cost them everything.
I'm sorry, Poppy. I'm glad she's all right. I don't think either one of us could have anticipated that.
I should have known. I underestimated the poachers. And now another creature's in danger.
What do you mean?
The poachers refused to leave empty-handed, so they took valuable journals that Gran had discovered when she was researching rare creatures. One of them contained theories about a secret hiding place of the Snidget, long thought to be extinct.
Snidget.
Exactly what kind of creature is a Snidget?
It's a small bird with golden feathers. It's incredible. It has rotational wings that allow it to dart quickly
Just
in
like
any
a
direction.
magical hummingbird?
In fact, the golden snitch in Quidditch is based
I was
on
just
the
about to
Snidget,
say, yeah, it sounds
which
familiar.
barbarically was actually used in the sport hundreds of
What?
years ago.
Why would Snidgets be valuable to poachers?
They could make more money with Snidgets than they ever would have fighting dragons. The golden Snidget's feathers and eyes are incredibly valuable. That's why they're believed to be extinct. They were hunted out of existence by wizard kind. If the poachers found some now, I can't bear to think about the horrific way they'd be bred and killed for profit.
Alright, this is my hope. Because we didn't get to keep the dragon egg in the vivarium, I'm hoping we can keep a Snidget, maybe two, restart the population,
Where exactly are these Snidgets allegedly hidden?
Gran says the journals were a bit cryptic, which is good. Perhaps the poachers won't be clever enough to find the birds. From what she recalls, the journals only noted that the key to finding them lay in the moonlight. Gran thinks it can be narrowed down to a handful of locations.
I take it you aren't going to let the poachers anywhere near the Snidgets.
Gran wants me to stay out of it, but I know she's devastated that poachers might go after the Snidgets, if they still exist. We had the element of surprise on our side when we saved that dragon, but the poachers will be watching for us now.
We need allies. Others who hate the poachers enough to help us, who value creatures as much as...
Merlin's beard! You're a genius! The Centaurs! They'd want the Snidgets protected at all costs.
They would be hostile, but...
Sounds as if we need to go and talk to the Centaurs.
We'll need to be careful in how we approach them. Tensions with them are high. Still, I think they may be our only hope. Let me think on it.
Okay, so that's done.
I'll let you know as soon as I have a plan.
All right. So the next thing I wanted to do was talk to Natty in Hogsmeade. Here it is. She can sneak away without her mother knowing. I'm to meet her outside Hogsmeade. I actually don't remember exactly what our quest is with Natty. Where the hell is she? Oh, she's out here, I see. Okay, yeah, I'll see you guys when I get there then. Alright, here we go. Approaching Natty. Oh.
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus
Oh,
Philbert,
now I remember, yes.
Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Where am I to find these friends of his?
I do not know about Mr. Rabe, but his wife, Daisy, is often in Hogsmeade, as is Agabus Philbert. And Otto Dibble, he works at Gladrags, so you will likely find him there.
What sort of information am I trying to gather from these people?
They may know what evidence Mr. Bickle had against Harlow, or they may have evidence of their own. We simply need to know whatever they know.
Very well. I'll speak with them, see what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
I wish we could also become an animagus. Who knows? Maybe we could. Oh my god. Stutters have not improved, I see. There have been like maybe 2 patches between the time I last played this game, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to have fixed much when it comes to performance. I'm just here to sell some stuff.
Let's look at what
by
we
the
have,
way.
shall we?
Sell that. Sell that. Sell that. Alright, almost have 4,000. That can then get me the second broom upgrade.
Revelio.
Wait, isn't that one of those, the eye chests? Yeah, I can show you how to grab it. Okay, so. First I need to go become invisible. And then you just approach the chest. There you go. So, normally I think if people don't figure it out, they'll learn it from the Goblin quest. We did a few videos back. But I kind of was just messing around with different spells, and I thought, you know what? It has an eye. It can't see us. Alright, let's go talk to these people here.
Glad you came.
Glad to see you too.
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby.
Alright, she's all the way above. Hello.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and am trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
I shall save him. You know what I find bizarre? That these guys don't approach the Hogwarts staff. You know, you'd think they'd want to help, right? With all these shenanigans happening just at their doorstep.
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No, I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped?
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and joy. He would never have let
Plus,
that
it is your
happen.
first name, so you know, could be another subliminal message like, hey, we stamped the daisies, which means we stamped on you, Daisy Rabe.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
Don't worry, I can use Crucio now. Mrs. Rabe, we do hope you will reconsider helping us with our banking needs. We've given you ample time to reach a decision on your own, but we are beginning to lose our patience. We know your husband would appreciate it if you were to see the value in our working together. Shall we expect a response by week's end? Best to keep this between us, if you understand our meaning.
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you. I hope it's not too late.
I also like that almost every
Now,
character in this
find
game has the
Mr.
same
Bickle's
handwriting.
other two friends.
Because all the notes have the same font.
Glad you came.
Alright, so next up... is this...
Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check.
Please tell me you didn't take it. But perhaps it's been here all along.
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right. But we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who
Voldemort?
came into the shop.
You know
I
who.
hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What did he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it up for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note? That might help me to identify it should I come across it.
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned, creative bookkeeping. And I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own savings, but I'm running out of money. Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts to improve my circumstances and to be worthy of Rosie.
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man. But when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly, and Rosie as well.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
All right.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns.
Last but not least,
We're on the
Agabus
right track.
Filbert.
Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends.
Oh, what was that noise?
Revelio.
What did I just hear? Wait. Oh, it's the signpost. Okay. I see. There is a chest below here. Is it? Yeah, it is
Agabus
the iron one,
Filbert
okay.
must be around here somewhere.
Easy 500 gold. I think I have more than enough to get the second broom upgrade now.
Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
I would say it was wise.
You may have shared Mr. Bickle's fate if you had spoken out against Harlow as he requested.
Unfortunately, I suspect you're right.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help.
Yes, let's tell the
Harlow does
15-year-old
not
everything.
like people talking, as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
Yeah, we'll tell a 15-year-old everything, but not the staff at Hogwarts. I'm a little surprised why my game feels a little choppy. I'm not sure why. Could be just Hogsmeade, because I do notice that frame rate performance improves quite a bit when I'm outside. Yeah, see, it feels a lot better now. Some minor hitches here and there, but definitely an improvement.
It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
Can't use my broom, can I? That was an annoying stutter to say the least. I hope the performance on the
Natty must be around here somewhere.
consoles is better. Hopefully, you know. Hello. Is my friend here? Where did Natty go?
Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken.
Footsteps. Okay, I'm following this way.
Revelio.
Students get what's coming to them.
Dark. What did you say? I'll have you know, I could crucial you right now, you stupid buffoon. Right, this way.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly. The footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward.
Alright, let's pull that towards edge.
Accio! The hidden door. Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
What's this? Free money? Optional find, the book of poems and the love letter. Okay.
I'd better be sure I'm not seen.
What is this flickering? Is that an illusion?
Revelio.
Goggles.
Using that girl as bait, Avalanche coming for her. We ought to just kill her.
Harlow says her friend would be ready. He wants them alive.
Alive.
Only a Hogwarts student would be arrogant enough to come in here alone.
Just keep an eye out.
Right, let's get rid of you for Gwendolyn.
Petrificus totalis.
Suppose
Gwendolyn
it's worth a
Zhao.
look.
You are as dear to me as augury, whose voice foretells the coming rain. You are as loved by me as a crop could be. Oh, that's a love
The
letter.
book of poems that was taken from Agabus Filbert. He'll be thrilled to have this back.
You saw nothing. Alright, I need to make sure I can stealthily remove everybody else.
Revelio. Petrificus totalis.
Medium ground coverings.
You'll be nothing but trouble. But
Wicked Well Potion. Getting some nice upgrades out here. That's good. Don't look over here. I want to make sure your friends are removed.
Be on the lookout for the girl's friend. If they're daft enough to try to come through here.
If people don't want me to steal their valuables.
Call out for me all you want.
Petrificus totalis.
Spending his spoils in Hogsmeade. Ha ha.
Alright, let's see if I can find the...
Revelio.
Not my fault.
Okay, I think it might be in there. Alright, let's get the fight underway then, I think. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Can I? Oh, I can go up here. Wait,
These
wait, wait,
days,
wait, wait.
so full of themselves. Suppose that's what we're counting on, innit?
Outfit item. Oh, that stutter. There we go. My darling Otto, I read your last letter over and over, and I'm certain to read it again.
Thing is, who's to say where that memory goes, eh? I mean, if you're forgetful, where's it gone?
Otto Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it.
Alright, so I've gotten everything here. That's good.
Who's that?
Oh, wait, no, I wanted to...
crossing my path.
Damn you!
Vanish. Oh, that didn't kill him. Wow.
Reducto!
I gotta be careful. I am.
And it's ya!
Incendio.
Oh my god, she went flying.
Might want to look up.
Accio.
Expulso.
Stupid one. Repulso.
Expulso.
Bombarda.
Alright, so... Oh.
Oi.
What was that noise? Okay, let's get this chest. Oh wait, there's not an eye chest. Never mind. I thought it was an eye chest for some reason. Alright, I believe there was something over here.
Accio. Repulso.
Okay, maybe I have to bombard this?
Bombarda.
Oh, what? I don't know why it fell over, but I guess it did. Cool. So there was a chest back here. That's
Revelio.
it. 42 gold is what I get for that. Oh, there's more enemies still. I guess they didn't realize there was a fight happening. I'm surprised the boss went down so quickly. She just went down in one ancient magic spell, but the big guy, the brute I was fighting, did not. So...
Hey.
Bit of inconsistency in my opinion. Slow an Ashwinder Executioner after they release their lightning spell. Oh, okay.
We should speak to her again. Perhaps she'll tell us where we can find
You know
that.
what, screw this.
Determined to say nothing. Incendio. Confringo.
Expulso!
Confringo.
Productive, aren't we? That's
Oh.
just the beginning.
Confringo.
Expulso!
Cabalso.
I'm just warming up.
Defendo.
Expulso!
Stupido.
Lucio!
Expelliarmus. Bombarda.
Man, is the combat so much fun in this game. Okay. Alright, Natty, where you at? Oh, what's this?
Natty must be here somewhere.
You found us. I knew you would realize I had left my wand for you. Speak to Mr. Rabe. He will tell you what you need to do.
Okay.
I need your help.
Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you. Are you all right?
I am all right. Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with wandless magic cannot free us. I need you to find my wand.
Use mine. We'll find yours together once you're out of there.
I need my wand for this. Using one with which I have no connection may not work as well or as quickly, and we cannot risk detection.
I shall do my best. Any idea where it might be?
It's nearby. I can sense it.
Understood. I'll
Is
find
that
it.
something wizards can do? That they can sense where their
My friend
wands are?
Natty was not able to summon my wand. It
Revelio.
must be blocked by something.
I've never actually heard of that before. Like, I know that wands can form connections for sure, but can a wizard sense it? Oh, here it is.
Mr. Rabe's wand could be in there.
Oh, down here. Right about there.
If Natty couldn't summon Mr. Rabe's wand from her cell, Mr. Rabe's wand! He'll be glad to have this back. Mr. Rabe, I found your wand.
Well done. I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
That was easy. What about Natty now?
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery. I may be too weak to disapparate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful. Thank you, my young friends.
Stay safe, dude.
Be prepared for a fight. These Ashwinders must pay.
Can I not give you your wand back? Alright, let's go. Actually gonna get my spells ready. I do have a feeling we're going to face a bunch of them soon. I guess not. Maybe once we leave the hideout.
Let's find Officer Singer and put an end to Harlow.
Natsai Onai. I should have known. And you, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe. Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had rescued him. Should have known it was you two.
Is Mr. Rabe all right?
He is. I sent him home to his wife. Miss Onai, your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe, to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
I will look into all of that. As for the two of you, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you are taking great risk. Next time, please let the authorities handle the Ashwinders.
But you guys are useless. You know what? I'm gonna let her know.
With all due respect, officer, the authorities haven't done much about any of this.
There's more to taking down an organization like the Ashwinders than simply storming in and hauling them off based on a few accusations. I must insist that you leave them to us. We shall have no further discussion on this. Natsai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like this. Thank you again for rescuing me. We shall speak soon.
Alright, there's that quest done. So, we have... Oh, Poppy.
I think I know how and where to approach the Centaurs about protecting the Snidgets. Meet me in the Forbidden Forest.
Alright, so I actually wanted to do the Imperio side quest for Sebastian first, but... I think I might finish this quest first, then I'll do that next video, I think. Can I fast travel there? I can kind of get pretty close. Alright, here we go. Come on, buddy, you can swim faster. I actually do have a bunch of thoughts about this game, and I think I'll mention a few of them as we get closer to the end. I'm still not sure how... What the hell is that? No. Oh, hello. I'm not sure how close we are. I think we don't have many main story quests left, but...
I can do this. I can do this. They will want to help.
Is this where we're meeting the Centaurs?
Well, they don't exactly know we're coming, so it's less of a meeting and more of a surprise, I suppose.
I'm not sure about this. I can't imagine they're fond of being surprised.
We don't have a choice if we want to help the Snidgets. Perhaps they'll be able to tell that we're sincere. There's something about them that's so knowing. It's almost unnerving.
I suppose they are known for having an air of omniscience.
That's exactly the right word. I just... Never mind.
What is it?
It's nothing, truly.
Uh-oh.
We've no secrets to hide.
He's not telling me something.
That's right. We'll simply be honest with them about what we're trying to do. They'll have to help us, won't they?
Yes, of course. You're absolutely right. We'll meet with them, tell them about the Snidgets, and I'm sure to all be fine.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Please! We were hoping to speak with you.
Ah! I suppose you'd like a tale for your friends of the time you spoke to a centaur, and it spoke back.
No, never! We're here because we need your help.
Enough! You made a grave error in judgment in coming here, little witch.
Leave them be, Alec. We do not harm the young. It is not our way.
You forget your place, old fool. I'm the leader of this herd, and while you cling to our way, their kind continue to slaughter beasts like us without a care!
From what I can see, they have slaughtered no one. They will leave here unharmed.
Mark my words, Doran. If I ever see them again, it will be all 3 of your heads.
Foolish children. Do you know what happens to wizards who wander here? Now, follow me before
Golden Snidgets are still alive, and the poachers are after them. They know that the key to finding them lies in the moonlight, but they don't know what that means, yet. Please, help us find the Snidgets before the poachers do.
Could it be? In the south, there is a cave within which lies what the poachers seek. A moonstone. Retrieve it and place it in the henge in the forest. I, on the other hand, must go speak with the herd. Find me after you have done this.
I don't understand. So the moonlight mentioned in the journal doesn't refer to actual moonlight, but to a moonstone. What do moonstones have to do with Snidgets? And why was he so certain about where we could find one?
Isn't Moonstone all around us? Why retrieve one from a cave?
Knowing Centaurs, I suspect he's referring to a specific moonstone. We'll likely know it when we see it.
I don't know, but I am inclined to believe him, what with his being a centaur and all.
I am too. It is a shame how quickly he left. What was his name? Doran.
That's what the leader of the herd called him.
Well, if Doran knows something we don't, I'd rather act now and ask questions later. I can head to the library and start looking into the cave you mentioned. I'll let you know what I find.
Oh, we're not doing it right now? Okay, I see. Okay then, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's gonna bring me to the end of this video. I know not much action happened, apart from fighting the Ashwinders, but we did make some progress with all the relationship side quests. Next video, we'll go pick up Imperio, and then we'll do the main story. So, if you guys enjoyed it, do show your support below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.